Right, SABC News reporter Elrees Mashaba is covering that story for us, and we cross live to her now for the very latest. Good afternoon, Elrees. Very volatile situation we saw a bit earlier on. Police firing rubber bullets in an attempt to disperse the crowds. What is the latest now?
Hey, Lufuno, the situation remains volatile. About a minute before we went on air, before we crossed to you, a few people in the crowd moved down to in the direction behind me. And we did get reports that they are firing or there are shots being fired. Now, you'd understand that Westbury is also a gang-ridden area. So at this point in time, we are not sure who fired the shots and if it is police who fired at protesters. But what's happening right now, we have a group of protesters, a crowd of about 200 strong people that's gathered here. They are waiting for the mayor to come and address them or the local councillor. And these protesters are saying that they will not move until the mayor or the councillor comes and speak to them. And as you know, Lufuno, they have been without water for on and off for about 8 years now. It's intermittent. So what these residents are saying to us is that they get water. They are saying to us that they do get water, but the water comes from midnight until 4 a.m. in the morning. And some of them are working and they're saying they can't be expected to wake up to do washing between midnight and 4 a.m. So the water rationing in the area has been a big problem to them. They started protesting again about 2 weeks ago. And they say 2 weeks, when they started the protest 2 weeks ago, government officials were here and made promises to them that by 2 weeks the problem would be solved and they would receive water from their taps. But they are saying nothing has changed since that time, about 2 weeks ago. I do have Saini van Zyl with me, who's a community activist, and he's able to talk to us about what they found, because they actually went to investigate the reservoir. And there have been many talks about pipes that's not functioning, bulk water infrastructure that needs to be repaired, and the reservoirs that's affected. So I'll speak to Saini now and find out. Saini, please tell us, you guys went to investigate. What is the problem? What were you told?
Okay, if we start from the beginning, when we had water issues, we were always told that there was pipes that burst, there was pump stations that was down, pumps were broken, reservoirs were ineffectively pumping water, and there was cracks in reservoirs, there was pump stations that failed, different areas. Then we were told that the Eikenhof, Suikerbos, Swartkoppies, all those are our main suppliers of water to our areas. They're down because of electricity problems. So over the past 7-8 years, we've been having this ongoing problem, water on, water off, and it's been water off more than water on most of the time. We've been having air pumping through our water meters, and they are billing for that air that is coming through. Some people even got bills of 4,500 up to 5,000 rand for this air. Eventually, when it got to this impasse where we're at now, 3 weeks ago we had a shutdown, and we were taken to Joburg Water's reservoirs and their pump stations in Crosby, where we actually went in and looked at everything, the infrastructure that's there. We seen there was cracks, but the cracks was not cracks that would lose 1 megaliter of water, which is 1 million liters of water in a day. It would lose maybe 1,000 liters of water. Then they said, no, they will pump water to our systems, no problem. They filled up the reservoirs, the same crack reservoirs, and supplied us water. Water was on for like a week. Then water went off again. And then we went to find out, they said, no, there's pumps that burnt out at Crosby pump station. They're busy replacing the pumps. We went in there, we looked at it, I seen what was going on, and I started realizing that I know this whole system, how it works. I checked all the inflows, all the outflows, where the pumps was flowing to, what colors the pumps flow to. And then what happened was, there was 3 pumps in there. Pump 1 failed, they replaced it with pump 3. Pump 2 was working. Then pump 3 and that was replaced with pump 1 became pump 1 and 2 to pump water. We went in there at night, they said to us in the morning, 4 o'clock, they're starting to pump. We can come in that time and see. 4 o'clock, Dalton Adams, the bishop, went with me. He came to fetch me. We went in there, we looked at everything. They started pumping. Pump 2 was pumping first, then pump 1 was switched on.
Can I just come in quickly? So this was last week?
Yes, that was last week. No, that was just actually 2 weeks ago. Then the pumps were pumping. We got water for 2 hours, and then the water went off again. Then we shut down again. At the shutdown, SABC came, they said to us, look, we need a resolve to this. Can we take you somewhere where you need to find out what is going on? They took us to Joburg Water's head office at Turbine Hall. At Turbine Hall, we met with the executive and we met with the management team of Joburg Water, Cindy and I think it was Mongezi, if I'm not sure. The three of them assured us that everything is gone online, everything is fine. We will be able to restore the water. It's just that it's a time constraint thing where they need to fill up reservoirs to get capacity so they can flow water. They promised us that by tomorrow 5 o'clock close of business, you will have water or you can shut down again if we don't give you water. Close of business the next day, the water started coming in slowly. Eventually the water was restored for about a day or two. But the next morning, after that, the water was gone. As it is right now, it's dry. When we asked what was happening, they told us Rand Water is not supplying them water. Now I'm going to give you an info of where it comes and where it goes. Rand Water supplies Joburg Water. We are not going to Rand Water to ask Rand Water, where's our water? They're going to say, we don't supply you. Joburg Water supplies you. We supply them, they pay us. If they didn't pay us, we won't supply them. And if we don't supply them, they won't supply you. They must stop lying to you and tell you that we are responsible for your water. We only filtrate the water and we bulk supply.
Okay. For today, what's your purpose? What do you want to achieve with today's shutdown?
The same thing we're trying to achieve all the time. Water to our taps. We've got a hospital behind us that's running dry too because there's no water. We've got babies in there because it's a mother and child hospital. There's babies being born, there's babies being treated in pediatrics, there's babies in the high care. There's a whole lot of dynamics with this hospital. Mothers and that has got operations, etc. Whichever they have, whether it's a cesarean section, whatever, they need water to sanitize. There's no water.
Thank you. Mfuno, we do understand that right now the Rahima Moossa Mother and Child Hospital also does not have water, and previously the hospital had water. So the residents are saying, like I mentioned before, they are waiting for Mayor Dada Morero to come and to address them, and they are adamant that the problem isn't Rand Water, the problem is Joburg Water and the municipality. We will hand back to you in studio. Thank you, Mfundo.
Thank you very much, Elrees, for that reportage. That's Elrees Mashaba. He is following the protests in Westbury for us. But